London newspaper The Daily Mail reports that former British Prime Minister Tony Blair was heckled as he refused to express any regret for the Iraq War and insisted Britain would ultimately be able to look back on the conflict with immense pride. There were cries of consternation from witnesses watching the official inquiry into the war as the former Prime Minister rejected the chance to note his sorrow at the loss of British lives. Asked if he had any regrets at all, he replied, quote, "Responsibility, but not a regret." When the cameras cut off and Blair began to leave, he was booed, and one audience member shouted, "You're a liar," before another chimed in, "and a murderer." The London Guardian reports that Blair gave no substantial ground over why he sent 40,000 British troops to war to disarm Saddam Hussein of weapons he did not possess, arguing that if the West had backed off the executed Iraqi leader, would have reassembled them, as he had the intent and ability to do so. Blair tried to minimize the intelligence community's mistaken assessment in 2002 that Saddam Hussein was a growing threat by insisting Iraq's president did have the capability and intent to produce weapons of mass destruction and would have reconstituted that capability if the international community had not enforced UN resolutions in 2003 by removing him from power. Outside the building, families of war dead joined hundreds of protesters reading the names of the 179 soldiers killed during the conflict. Reg Keyes, whose son Tom was killed in Iraq, said, quote, "Here in front of the families, he arrives in the back of a car with his head down. We want him to explain his actions. I want to see Tony Blair face a war crimes tribunal in The Hague."